Did you start? Hi, my name's Dan Griffin. My wife and I own South Monroe Animal Hospital. It's a veterinary hospital on South Monroe. We have about 17 employees right now. We've owned it for about 12 or 13 years. And there we go.
Okay, how did you decide on your legal business structure, such as proprietorship, corporation, etc.?
Most of that stuff is relatively easy because you ask an attorney or your CPA what you should do, and it's fairly straightforward. You're either going to be a C Corp or you're going to be an S Corp or a sub S, and a C Corp you're going to be double taxed, and we didn't need that kind of protection, so we did an LLC or actually a PLC, which is probably more than you need to know.
How much time, money, and planning did it take before deciding to open a business?
Actually, because of my wife's job situation, we decided to buy a business quicker than we probably normally would. The money was a lot of money. It was probably 6 figures down, and then go find the rest from the bank.
How did you go about finding a location for your business?
It's actually the first veterinary hospital in Tallahassee, so it wasn't hard to figure out where to decide. We bought an existing practice.
Okay, how did you obtain startup capital?
Cash and the bank.
Yep, so you got
a business loan, absolutely. Yeah.
How, what, when, and where do you advertise and promote your business?
The veterinary world is a little bit more like the medical doctor world. Most people don't necessarily advertise their services. Most of our stuff is word of mouth, and we do have a website and thing, but mostly it's word of mouth. Yeah. Yes, we have a website, and there are several things that we do. We a lot of patient records, and they can request medicines. All that kind of stuff is online.
Okay. What are the licensing requirements for your business?
Tons. Everything from regular business licenses through the state to my wife has to carry the licenses for Class 2 drugs. DEA licenses. We have X-ray machines, so we're licensed through the state, business, professional development, and yeah, all kinds of little things.
How do you handle internal and external theft?
Luckily, we haven't. I don't believe we've ever caught somebody stealing. If I know who, if I think something has been stolen, which is very rare, and I know who it is, they're just going to get fired. But
I mean, it's like
because we're so we're so small, we know each other very, very well, and it's just the only theft we've ever had was when not a client, somebody walked off the street and asked to use the bathroom, and then something was gone from the back office. That's all we've ever had.
What do you guys, I know that you guys offer veterinarian services, but you guys also talk about how you take in like cats and dogs, like just describe the business.
That's not particularly part of the business.
They just get dropped off.
We have a lot of animals thrust upon us, everything from throwing them over the fence and leaving them to people just saying, hey, I found this, I don't know what to do with it. Sometimes if we need to, they will go to the shelter. Sometimes we'll keep them and adopt them out. Especially in the spring, we'll get rid of a dozen kittens or something that good clients bring in, and we'll just help them find homes. But we also do boarding, baths, grooming, just nail trims, little things.
How do you select potential employees that you will trust?
Almost all of my employees for years have been referred to me from other employees or people I know. It's very rare for me to hire somebody that I don't know. I do background checks on just about everybody I hire, and I get on the internet. And I always look at their Facebook. Absolutely.
And I thought it was a myth.
No, every business owner I know looks at Facebook. That's one of the first places they go. Just you can tell real quick, what people are up to. And even more than that, we had an incident where when you do a search for a business, and somebody on Facebook has their place of business is listed as South Monroe Animal Hospital, it's one of the first couple things that comes up in the search. And if you click on that, and some people do on accident, it will pull up pictures and everything. And we had a girl who her front page age was her smoking marijuana.
Oh,
I don't
that's
care
fine.
what you do
Yeah.
in your own time, but that's not good for my business. And clients were telling us. That's how we found out. We do check.
What do you think is the most important quality in an employee?
I mean, there's just the base personality, that they're decent to be around, but generally, I think I've learned over the years that if I find somebody that's intelligent enough to do the job, but somebody we want to be around and is nice and we can teach them almost anything. It's hard to teach somebody that's not nice or you don't like to be somebody you really want around and to be a good employee. But you can teach somebody almost anything if they have a base intelligence. And so that's, unless it's somebody that has a very specific job, like a veterinarian, they have to be licensed. I can't just hire anybody and teach them how to be a veterinarian. But,
Yeah.
a tech I can. Groomer has to have experience. But, it's finding kind of people you want to be around is probably the most important part of it. Nice, kind, just
Genuine people.
just a good person that you want to have is good work ethic, things like that of course goes along with it. But you can't teach stupid. That's absolutely right. But if they're smart enough and they're nice, we can teach them anything. It just takes time.
Okay, how many different positions are available to apply for in your business?
You mean like right now, or you mean just how many different kinds of positions do we have?
How many different kinds of positions do you have right now?
Veterinarians, tech, receptionist, groomer, kennel tech. It's about it, like it's 5.
Okay, do they all need experience? Because I know Allie.
No, but generally, Allie is kind of a rare case to tell you the truth. Most of our techs, well, it depends. There's 2 kind of techs that I have. A full-time tech is absolutely going to have experience because of what our techs do, and every vet hospital is different. It takes a long time to train somebody, and when they're a full-time person, they're expected to know a lot. And so, even techs that we get from other vet hospitals might take us months to train. And so, if it's a full-time tech that I'm hiring, they absolutely will be experienced, and probably very experienced. If it's a part-timer and it's a student, because I think our clinic has a reputation of teaching kids and getting them into vet hospitals, that the pre-vet club, we just advertise with the pre-vet club, I'll get 40 applications, and it will be somebody that has at least a base experience of working at the shelter or something to that effect.
How often do you formally evaluate your employees?
Not often. Not as often as I should. That's actually something that I do. I actually try real hard. We kind of try to deal with problems as they happen.
As a touch and go
Yeah,
type of thing?
and I do my best to tell them when they're doing a good job. I really do. That if we can keep on the problems and tell them when they're doing a good job, that to me has always been better than sitting down and having formal evaluations. But I probably
once
should.
every 6 months.
I should probably do both.
Okay. What kind of day-to-day things do you have to do?
To run the business, a lot of it. I mean, of course, there's paying taxes, keeping up with the books, all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's you mean beyond just the actual job of the veterinarians and things like that.
Like on the business side of it.
You know what? Anybody that owns a business is going to spend a significant amount of time dealing with employee things, whether it's scheduling or hiring or firing, which doesn't happen often with us. But I think just regular old different things every day.
What is the best advice you can give someone starting out in business?
It's not 9 to 5 ever. It never stops. It's 24/7, 7 days a week. If you own a business, unless it's closed on the weekends, which most businesses aren't, and even then, it's always on your mind. It never goes away. There's always something happening. It's even when you're on vacation, it's almost impossible to be away from the business because there's always somebody that's going to be on the phone. For us, it's either the vet stuff that Sarah's on the phone, or something broke, or somebody didn't show up to work, or something. It never ever stops.
Okay, and then the last question question is, what do you love most about your job?
It gives us the ability to pick days off, to do things on our time, even though we have to have other people work around that. But we can do. It gives us the ability to pick up the kids and bring them home. It's flexible, even though it never stops. You can, if I want to be on at 1, I can schedule myself out at 1. Just things like that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.